ओ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमान् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ So, before starting the class, I would like to clarify few things regarding yesterday's two shlokas. So, there is some confusion, I think. What is Vachyartha and Lakshyartha of Tat Padartha? So, Nishedha Vakya Pramanam, that is indirect meaning, and Vidhimukha Pramanam, direct meaning. These are the truths for explaining Tat. Nishedha Vakya Pramanam is Lakshyartha. Is Lakshyartha. Lakshyartha means implied meaning or indirect meaning. And Vidhimukha we have two. One is Swarupa Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. Swarupa Lakshana happens to be the Lakshyartha, but few of you have written Vachyartha. Please change that. Maybe I have told it in that way. Swarupa Lakshana of Vidhimukha is Lakshyartha because Swarupa is Lakshyartha only. And Tatastha Lakshana is Vachyartha. Hope it is clear now. So this is what we saw in the yesterday's class, continuing from shloka 32. Yajnanat sarva vijnanam Shrutishu pratipaditam mrudadyaneka drishtantyaiः tadbrahmetyavadharaya mrudadyaneka drishtantyaiः tadbrahmetyavadharaya. In this shloka, Shankaracharya wants to reveal Brahman as the Upadana Karanam, as the cause of material cause. So whenever we study a material cause, a very important law we can take forward. Material, for example, gold is a material, clay is a material, iron is a material. So whenever we make products from gold, it is gold itself is appearing in different names and forms. Clay itself is appearing in different names and forms called as pots, plate, jug, etc. Iron and iron products. So when you observe what happens, one and the same material is appearing in different ways. So the law is karya karanayoho vastu aikyam. Karya karanayoho vastu aikyam. Vastu means substance. Aikyam means oneness. It is not there in the shloka, I am telling. Karya karanayoho. Karya, the effect, karana, the cause, is nothing but one and the same. The karanam gold, cause gold, is appearing as the karyam golden products. Applying this law, Brahman as the Upadana Karanam itself is appearing as different names and forms which we call as Jagat. Brahman with Namarupa of one Tattva called Akasha. That is Brahman with another Namarupa and another Tattva called as Vayu. Different names and forms of one substance, Bangal, Mangalya Sutram, anything whatever you think of is nothing but one substance, gold. Different people, different objects, different species, entire world is nothing but Brahman alone. This seeing Jagat as Brahman or Ishvara is a form of realization. Ishvara Darshana is Jagat Darshana. Brahmai Vedad Amrutam Purastat, Brahma Paschat, Brahma Dakshinatah, Brahma Uttarataha, Adaschordvam Prasutam Brahmai Vedam Vishwamidam Varishtham. Mundaka Upanishad. I see Brahman in the east, our friend, Brahman at the back side, west, east, north, south, Adaha, Urdvam, Sarvai Vedam. Everywhere I see that consciousness principle itself. And the same thing is changed with one word, Atmai Veda Amrutam Purastat Paschat. Brahma at the macro level, Atma at the individual level. The same consciousness principle is seen in various names and forms. See the shloka. Yat jnanat. Yat refers to karanam. Karanam is equal to upadana karanam paramatma vijnanena. That you have to add. Yat is there. Yat karanam. Yat jnanat. Yat refers to karanam. Karanam is equal to upadana karanam. Upadana karanam is equal to paramatma. Upadana karanam paramatma vijnanena. What happens? Sarva vijnanam bhavati. That is there in the shloka. Sarva vijnanam bhavati. First word, first line. Yajnanat sarva vijnanam. Bhavati has to be supplied. And where is it said? In which Shruti? Shrutishu pratipaditam. Whatever is the material cause itself is appearing as the karyam, the effect. Shrutishu. This declaration is said in the Veda. Which Veda? Almost all the Vedas. And especially Chandogya Upanishad. 614, 615, 616. Sixth chapter, first section, fourth, fifth, sixth mantra. Please refer those mantras. Vacharambanam vikaram namadeyam mrittika eva satyam. That is the mantra reference. So 3 examples are given. In the shloka second line you see, Mrudadi aneka drishtantaihi. Starting with Mruda, Adihi. Adihi means 3 examples of Chandogya Upanishad. 614, 5, 6. The first example is Mrit Ghata, the pot example. Pot appearing as different names and forms. Second, Abharana, gold and golden ornaments. Sixth, iron and iron products. Brudadi Aneka Drishtantyehi Tatu Brahma iti avadharaya. May you please understand this fact. Right. Next slok. Yadanantyam pratignyaya Shrutistadasmi Shrutistad siddhaye jagau Yadanantyam Shrutistad siddhaye jagau Tatkaryatvam prapanchasya Tadbrahmetyavadharaya. Very simple shloka, easily understandable. Same idea. Earlier it was Chandogya Upanishad, now it is Taittiriya Upanishad. Brahmanandavalli. You have to refer there. In Brahmanandavalli, yesterday also we saw Brahman as Swarupa Lakshana, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma is been described. That Anantam is limitlessness. Yadanantyam, Yada is equal to Paramatma, Anantaha, Ananta Tattvam, limitlessness, Akhandartham, Pratignyaya. After proposing the limitlessness of Brahman, Shrutihi Jagau. The Shruti discusses further. Jagau means discussion. Shrutihi means the Veda. After proposing the limitlessness of Brahman, the Shruti continued. What? That Siddhaye. What is the discussion? Prapanchasya tat karyatvam. That Shruti continued the further discussion that Prapanchasya tat karyatvam. Once we identify gold as one substance and we equate gold as giving the number 1, we cannot have golden ornaments as number 2. Gold is one substance, one lump. And can you count as golden ornaments as 2? You can't. Give me gold, you take the bangles. Possible? None. So give me the gold, you have the chain by yourself. Not possible. Why theft is happening? Theft is not happening because of chain or the bangle. Theft is happening because there is a substance called gold. So you cannot consider that karyam, chain or bangle as second entity itself, which is not there, but appearing as different. Think. Upadhana karanam as one substance, gold, is seen as bangle. Why it is seen is a different issue. Ajnanatvat. So you cannot count. Prapanchasya tat karyam. That solid universe is nothing but the karanam of Brahma. Where did Maya come into picture? Which is the part of Lord itself. Maya is. So we should not tell now here because this is not the context. Maya is also Brahman. It is the Kriya Shakti of the Lord. Only when we respect Maya, we don't get deviated. If we don't respect Maya, we get deviated. That is why all the pujas, japas, everything, to respect Maya. To respect the karyam, karanam is also respected. That is why Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, whatever he saw as Shakti, that Kali as a Maya Shakti is nothing but the other form of Nirguna form of Brahman. We are talking about Nirguna aspect of Brahman, but Brahman also has the Saguna aspect called, and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa saw that Saguna Ishvara and equated with Nirguna Brahman. He gave more importance to the Karyam. Here Shankaracharya is giving importance to the Karanam. And he is telling Karyam is nothing but Karanam itself. Swami Paramathananda very nicely says that countable material cause, I will repeat, that countable material cause of the non-countable universe is Brahman. Did you understand? That countable material cause, that is equal to Brahman, of the non-countable universe, which is Karya Maya, is Brahman. Yes. Tad brahmet iti avadharaya. When you understand this fact, there is no separate entity called Jagat. It is Brahman itself. But I am seeing the Prapancham, if you say, you are seeing the God itself. You have to change the vision from seeing different people, objects, and situation, or whatever it is, to Brahman or the Shakti of the Lord. That should be the vision. This is Anantatvat, limitlessness of the Brahman. And it is told in the Shruti itself. Taittiriya Upanishad, you have to see. Anyways, next 34. Vijignasyataya yachcha.
Vijignasyataya yachcha.
ಹೇಳಿದೆ 34. ವಿಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸ್ಯತಯಾ ಯಚ್ಚ
Vijignasyataya yachcha.
ವೇದಾಂತೇಷು ಮುಮುಕ್ಷುಭಿಃ
Vedanteshu mumukshubhih.
ಸಮರ್ಥ್ಯೇತೆ ನಿಯಂತ್ರೇಣ.
Samarthyate niyantrena.
ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ. ಸಮರ್ಥ್ಯತೆ ಅತಿಯತ್ನೇನ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಮರ್ಥ್ಯತೆ ಅತಿಯತ್ನೇನ
Samarthyate atiyatnena.
ತದ್ಬ್ರಹ್ಮೇತ್ಯವಧಾರಯ.
Brahmetyavadharaya.
Few Pata Vedas are there. Fine, no problem. So now what? After knowing that Karyam as nothing but the other form of Brahman, what is the benefit I get? We are knowing so many things. Tvam-pada, Tat-pada, Vidhi-mukha, Nisheda-mukha, Swarupa-lakshana, Tatastha-lakshana. What do we get? Isn't it? Generally, usually we ask, na? By studying all this, what do we get? Will I get salary hike next year? Or will I get good ranking in the school? What do we get? Thus, Shankaracharya is telling you get something very supreme. That Brahman, again, knowing that Brahman, knowing that Brahman means what? Anantatvat. You will get a limitless Ananda, which you cannot derive from anywhere in the world. That Brahman as Sakshi Chaitanyam is Ananda Swarupaha. With Vijignasyataya Samarthyeta. This Brahman in the Upanishads is presented as worth knowing. This Brahman in the Upanishads is presented as worth knowing. Many people will ask, give the practical benefits of Upanishads. There is no practical or impractical. Everything is practical. And to whom it is practical? Mumukshubhihi. Mumukshubhihi means for all the intelligent seekers of life. Knowing this Brahman as Ananda Swarupaha, all the intelligent seekers of life will enjoy the Purnatvam in their life. Others are merely struggling in the universe, in the world. Most of the people are struggling for what? You know? Putreshana, Vitteshana, Lokeshana. People are struggling for money, status, family, position, possession, etc. Can Brahman give all this? Is what everybody thinks. Somewhere Brahman is an object. If I keep that, Brahman is not a Feng Shui product. Because since he is Brihatvat, you cannot bring a Feng Shui product like Brahman, because Feng Shui is also very big fat, belly fat he has. You cannot bring him and keep him in the northeast direction. Brahman will get all this ananda. Many people think this is where I can get settled in life. The moment education is over, they feel I am settled. Afterwards, we have to complete one more degree for further settlement. That degree is got completed, then you will say settlement can happen when I get a job. Once you have a job, you will be further wanting for a settlement when you get married. Marriage is a settlement you feel. And after getting married, you know that it is the best or the greatest unsettlement in life. Anyways, after that only you will get to know. Fine. After that, what happens? You feel that there should be a settlement of having a children. Fine, agreed. Then sending for education, another settlement. And then get him married, another settlement. So this settlement concept of being happy is always there, continuing one after the other. And finally, the settlement happens in the graveyard. Where will it happen? Tell me. What practical tips are we looking for? I will study Vedanta, Upanishads. Swamiji give me practical tips. Will that Brahman Jnanam will give me Ananda in all these material things? What kind of a question it is? Having Brahma Jnanam is not to have all those settlements. Or even if we have, we should not be bothered about such settlements or unsettlements. அந்த ஞானமே நமக்கு வராது. Mahamaya ati gambhira. So settlement is knowing your Purna Jnanam, your own Swarupa. That is the permanent settlement. Atiyatmena, he says. Repeatedly practice this Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Atiyatmena. Study is useful. Vedanta study is the only way to be, only way to recognize this very useful. To recognize, to have the permanent Ananda. The other day, 20 years I have been doing my Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. 20 years. From last 3 years only I have started taking class. I thought 18 years of Shravanam. So deep it has gone inside. So after 18-20 years, when you study this and again you introspect while taking class, so Ananda it is. So you also need such years of Shravanam now. 20 years means Swamiji, how old he is he? Next. And that curiosity will come. This Upadhi is 37-year-old. Everything. Anyways. So keep on doing do this Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. This is the Ananda. Tad Brahmetyavadharaya. May you ascertain this teaching. Which teaching? That Ati Yatnena. Continuously practice this Shravana Manana Nididhyasana whenever you get time. Please spend some time for this Ananda Swarupa. How many of you practiced? Nobody, no? From yesterday's class to today's class. Was there a time? Very less time. So you have to practice one shloka every day to remember and memorize. It will be helpful. Atiyatnena mumukshubhihi. This is the only way for intelligent seekers of life, for looking at permanent settlement. We all ask for permanent job. It is not LIC. Just enter at the age of 21, 22 and retire at 60. All the government companies were like that. All the oldies used to think, na, government job means settlement. Best government job is Vedanta Jnana. The moment you have, you know, this is the truth of life, done. No need to look anything else there. Anyways, Shloka 35. Jivatmana praveshascha niyantritvam cha tan prati Shruyate yasya vedeshu tad brahmetyavadharaya. Again, Taittiriya Upanishad quotation, second chapter. It is called as Anupravesha Shrutihi. This shloka has Taittiriya Upanishad reference, second chapter, known as Anupravesha Shrutihi. This Paramatma created this universe. Upadana Karana and Nimitta Karana Paramatma created this universe. And he wanted to enter the world after creation because he got bored. We built a house without entering into the house. Why did we build? To see as witness, is it? This is my house. I have built it. This house is an object of perception. So we want to enter inside. He desired. So kamayata bahusyam praja yeti tatapo tapyata satapastaptva idam sarvam asajata. He desired to create this world. We also, in the name of desire, we do many things. Same thing. So the entry was fun initially. Later on, it became serious. Initially, entry is all fun. New job is fun. New marriage is fun. Afterwards, it becomes very serious. It is a serious issue. The one which I started for fun will end up in fighting at times. Example, dream world. Dream world. Who created the dream world? Ion created the dream world. I, the waker, created the dream world. And in dream, each and every person, object, creation, everything is my own creation. And if the dream is bad, later on I cry in the dream also. Some tiger came or something happened in the dream. You start crying. Arey, you are the one who created the image called tiger in the dream. Same thing is happening in the world. Anupraveshaha. Bhagavan created all this for the Leela. So take it lightly and just enjoy the consequences of life. Because you are the creator of this universe. அப்படி ஆயிடுச்சு இப்படி ஆயிடுச்சு என்ன பண்றது தெரியலையே. என்ன வேணாலும் ஆகட்டும், ஆறாம இருங்க. Jivatmana praveshascha. This is what I said. Anupravesha Shruti. Jivatmana praveshascha. That Brahman entered as Jivatma. That Brahman entered as Jivatma. Jivatma means Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira, micro medium. And with the very same Brahman, with the help of Maya, he is the creator of this universe. Niyantratvam cha niyate. Niyantratvam means niyate, the master, the creator. All these are discussed in the Upanishads, he says. Vedeshu shruyate. Vedeshu shruyate. Tad brahmet yavadharaya. I think you are following the sequence. Nishedha, Vidhi, Swarupa Lakshana, Tatastha Lakshana, and non-different of Brahman. And he has become each and every part of the creation. That is what the shlokas are. It is in order, so don't confuse. Hope everybody are getting it, right? Okay. Niyantratvam cha. Niyantratvam cha tan prati. Tan prati means he has become the creator himself in this very world. This has been discussed in Vedeshu. Shruyate yasya Vedeshu. Which Veda? Taittiriya Upanishad. Okay. Next shloka. Karmanam phaladatrutvam.
Karmanam paradātritvam.
Yasyeva shruyate shrutau.
Yasyaiva shrūyate śrutau.
Jivanam idya jivanam idya. Okay. Jivanam hetu kartrutvam.
Jīvānām hetukartrutvam.
Tad brahmetyavadharaya.
Tadbrahmetyavadharaya.
Okay. Now Brahman as karma paladhata. All the gunas of Brahman, saguna gunas of Brahman is being discussed from few shlokas. The Lord is a creator and he is also the giver of the fruits of all the jivas action. Karma phaladata. And the phalam is into two types. Drishta phalam, the physical result, and adrishta phalam, the invisible result. This invisible result is what we call as motive. With what motive we are doing the work. And this motive only depends what vasanas we are having, how much punya we are gaining, and how much papam we are gaining. Physical action is, now I am teaching. With what intention I am teaching? Is my intention valid? Is my intention legitimate? That do I think that all of you should get the same benefit and myself? Or no, I only should get benefit. Such intention should be there. Such intention means what? All the work, whatever we do, should have some divine intention. So intention can only give the karma phala. All this intention based karma phala is called adrushta karma phala or adrushta phalam. Motive is very important. A doctor can also have a knife. A criminal can also have a knife. A doctor's knife means he has an intention of saving the patient, if he or she is a legitimate doctor. But a criminal he doesn't have that kind of an intention to save. His intention is to kill the person. That means what? Papa is the adrishta phalam. Karmanam phaladātritvam. Ishvara is the giver of fruits of our actions, and that actions, though visible, the phalam is invisible. It is all stored somewhere else in our bank account called Sukshma Sharira. Bhagavan is invisible when he gives such phalams. And Ishvara, as I yesterday told, cannot be scientifically proved. Is not available at all. Not available as a perception. Like you and me, we both can see each other, but Ishvara we cannot. So it is available as an inference in the Shastra. So Shrutau Shruyate. Through Shastra Pramanam alone, we can infer that Alaukika Shakti Bhagavan exists. And he is the Karma Phala Dhata. Otherwise, we cannot know. And the Shruti quotation has been given, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 4.4.24, 4th chapter, 4th section, 24th shloka. There, Vasudhana word is there. Sava Esha Mahajana Atman Nadau Vasudhanaha Vindate Vasucha Evam Veda. This is the mantra. So, Vasuhu there means karma. Dana is equal to phala. Vasudhana is karma phala. So refer that shloka. Karmanam phaladhatratvam shrutau shruyate. He is the giver of actions. Jivanam hetrutvam, hetukartrutvam. And he, the Lord, impels the jiva to do the action because of the motive what we have done in the previous action. Every action will have physical result and adrushta result, invisible result. So every action presupposes what we have done earlier. So he impels the jivas to do the actions because of our own vasanas. And this is called as Samanya Karanam. And Samanya Karanam in this shloka is called as Hetu Karta. Hetu Kartrutvam is there. Hetu Karta is equal to Samanya Karanam. And what is my free will then? My free will or Purushartha is Vishesha Karanam. Bhagavan's Phalam is Samanya Karanam. For example, we sow a seed and we take care of that seed. Later it will become as a plant and we put a fence. All the necessary things from our side we do, which is Vishesha Karanam, but rain has to come for that plant has to grow. Where Bhagavan's interference is required, that is called as Samanya Karanam. Bhagavad Gita, if you remember, 18th shloka, sorry, 18th chapter, Adhishthanam Tata Karta Kanam Cha Pratagvidam Vividashta Pratak Cheshta Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. That Daivam is the fifth component who will determine the karma. And Shankaracharya in his Bhashyam writes that Daivam is Surya. As a witness, he gives the phala. Anyway. So without Samanya Karma, this Vishesha Karma cannot take place. Nothing is possible. So Vishesha Karma anta helidalva, Vishesha Karana, sorry. Vishesha Karana is Karta, Samanya Karana is Hetu Karta. This Hetu Karta alone becomes Karma Phaladata, that is Bhagavan. Tad Brahmetyavadharaya. If you are not getting, again I will tell, Bhagavan is Samanya Karana. Jiva's karma is Vishesha Karana. And this reference we can see in Kaushikiti Upanishad, chapter 3, 9th shloka. It is a very big shloka, you please refer, because it is 14-15 lines shloka. I will not repeat it. 3:9, 3rd chapter, 9th section. Next shloka, 37th. Tattvam padarthau nirnitau vakyarthas chintyate dhuna.
वाक्यार्थश्चिन्तयेद्धुना
तदात्म्यमत्र वाक्यार्थैः
तदात्म्यमत्र वाक्यार्थैः
तदात्म्यमत्र वाक्य तयोरेव पदार्थयोः.
तयोरेव पदार्थयोः.
With this shloka, Tatpada Vicharta is over. But now Shankaracharya concludes here with the discussion. And this is called in Nyaya as Simhavalokan Nyaya. Simhavalokan Nyaya. Or Simha Avalokan Nyaya. What does the lion do in the forest? So it walks in the forest, and after few distance it will turn back to see that how much distance it has covered and what are its prey right and left and how much to cover further. So that is what Shankaracharya is doing. How much he has covered, he is just consolidating in one shloka. Tat tvam. In Tattvam, 2 words are there. Tat, until now we have seen both Tatpada and Tvampada. So that is why Bahuvachana is there. Sorry, Dvivachana is there. Padartho. Tat Padartha and Tvam Padartha. Nirnitau. Nirnita means Pada Vicharana and Tat Pada Vicharana has been established. Nirnitau is equal to establishment of the meanings of Tat and Tvam, or seeing the meaning of Tat and Tvam. And now we are ready for what? Vakyartha Vichara. Tat and Tvam Padartha Vichara is done, and now Vakyartha Vichara we have to do. And what about Asi? In Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi is there. Asi cannot be independently handled. Since it is a verb, it is the state of being, it has to be joined with both these padartha. Okay. So independent analysis of Asi cannot be done. It has to be joined with Tat and Tvam. Vakyartha Chintayet. May you now do the Vakyartha Vichara Adhuna. Adhuna means hereafter. From 37 to 48, Vakyartha Chintayet. The sentence of Tat Tvamasi, may you please analyze. And Shankaracharya gives in a nutshell the balance has to be done further. So he consolidated what all is been done and what is to be done now. Atra tadatmyam vakyartham. In Sanskrit, this is called as pratignya vakyam. What is pratignya vakyam? Whatever I want to propose in the following shlokas, that sentence is called as pratignya vakyam. Whatever has been covered is, we have seen Simhavalokan Nyaya. Further completion is called as pratignya vakyam. Atra tadatmyam. Tadatmyam is aikyam. Vakyartham. Vakyartham means Tattvamasi Mahavakyam. The oneness between padartayoho tayoho. Oneness between the Jivatma and Paramatma has to be analyzed now. He gives a statement as a shloka in one number, and then he explains. That is what he's been doing until now. Okay, next. Samsargo va vishishto va
संसर्गो वा विशिष्टो वा
vakyartho natra sammatah
वाक्यार्थो नात्र सम्मतः
akhandaikarasatvena
अखण्डैकरसत्त्वेन
vakyartho vidusham matah.
वाक्यार्थो विदुषां मतः.
Now sentence analysis. Little interesting. In Sanskrit, most of you are aware, all the sentences are grouped into 3 categories. In Sanskrit grammar, all the sentences are grouped into 3 categories, which is called as संसृष्टार्थ बोधक वाक्यम. संसृष्टार्थ बोधक वाक्यम. That is first. Second, विशिष्टार्थक बोधक वाक्यम. विशिष्टार्थ बोधक वाक्यम. Third, अखंडार्थ बोधक वाक्यम. बोधक means teaching, vakyam sentence. Samsrishtartha, Vishishtartha, and Akhandartha. This Samsrishtartha is nothing but called as Dvaita Pradhana Vakyam. Vishishtartha is Vishishta-Dvaita Pradhana Vakyam. Akhandartha is Advaita Pradhana Vakyam. In Sanskrit, Samsrishtartha Bodhaka Vakyam is called as technically Vaiyadhikaranam. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸೂತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವೈಯಾಧಿಕರಣಂ. ವೈಯಾಧಿಕರಣ್ಯಂ. ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟಾರ್ಥ ಬೋಧಕ ವಾಕ್ಯಂ is another technical word is ಸಾಮಾನಾಧಿಕರಣ್ಯಂ. ಅಖಂಡಾರ್ಥ ಬೋಧಕಂ is called as ಪ್ರತ್ಯಭಿಜ್ಞಾ ವಾಕ್ಯಂ. Pratyabhijna Vakyam. Now these three in simple examples we will see. First is Dvaita, that is Samsrishtartha. Example 1, which is there in the any Balapata of Sanskrit book. Rama gives a fruit to Lakshmana. We will analyze this statement. Ramaha Lakshmanaya Phalam Dadati. This is a statement. Rama gives fruit to Lakshmana. So what is happening here? In this statement, there are a lot of differences. Rama is a subject, Lakshmana is the receiver, and fruit is the object. So a lot of differences are there, a lot of plurality is there. Subject, object, receiver. In fact, you can add on. How did he give the fruit? He gave in the basket. So many things can be there. Or he handed over, etc., etc. So there are many words which are connected to a sentence. This connection of words syntactically is called a samsrishtartha. Connecting of words in a sentence to make a proper sentence syntactically is called a samsrishtartha. Because every sentence in grammar, most of you are aware, are case endings. Lakshmanaya, Chaturthi. So everything has a case ending. So it has to be there to complete a sentence. So that is why Dvaitins will always look for Samsrishtartha Bodhaka Vakyam in the Veda and say, point out, okay, there is only Dvaita in Veda. Because they want to see only the differences. Whereas, second example, if you can take, Ramaha Gunasampannaha Veeraha Dayalu Bhavati. Now here what happens? There are many virtues, qualities of Rama, but everything is focused on one subject called Rama. But there is no differences. Only the virtues are talked about. And this is called as Vishishtadvaita or Vishishta Samsarga Bodhaka Vakya. Only one subject and everything is focused on one. Who are you? If Vishishtadvaitins ask, they say they are the part of the Lord. We are a unit of the society, not Samsrishta. Because in Samsrishta, I am different, Jiva is different, Paramatma is different, Jagat is different. But here, as Gunaha, that is why they talk about Guna, Guna Visheshana in Vishishtadvaita. We are all part of the Lord, focusing only on the Lord. Now, in the third, Akhandartha Bodhaka Vakyam, what happens? A famous example, most of you are aware. Soyam devadattaha bhavati. Soyam devadattaha bhavati. All simple examples. So it is neither example 1 nor example 2. It is akandartha bodhaka vakya, not samsrishta or vishishtartha. Now imagine 3 persons are there: Rama, Lakshmana, and Devadatta. And Rama knows who Devadatta is, and Devadatta is standing next to Lakshmana, but Lakshmana is not aware. And Lakshmana asks Rama, "Hey Rama, can you please introduce this person?" And how do Rama introduces this person called Devadatta? He says, "Did you or can you remember that Devadatta in our college days, who was very thin, but this fellow Devadatta who is next to Lakshmana is fat, bald, entire face is full of wrinkles." But he gives an attribute of this Devadatta, saying that Devadatta, if you can remember in the college days, was very thin, who had black hair, and there was no wrinkles. That Devadatta is this Devadatta who is standing next to you. What happened now? Soyam Devadatta, Saha Ayam Devadatta Bhavati. That Devadatta who had Tat Deshaha, Tat Kalaha, Tat Guna Visheshanani is this Devadatta, Etad Gunaha, Etad Lakshanaha, Etad Visheshanani. Are you getting the point? So all the Advaitins, we will see these statements in the Veda. Not the samsrishtartha or vishishtartha. We see akhandartha. Saha ayam devadatta. Now, can you say in a person these two qualities can coexist together? That Devadatta who was lean or fat is the same Devadatta now who is fat? No. That fatness and thinness cannot coexist in a person at a particular time. That black hair without putting dye or the white hair cannot coexist together. So then how do we differentiate? Then what is the value of Akandartha Bodhaka Vakya? So how am I to understand this? Tattamasi means oneness, tadhatmyam. So what do? I temporarily ignore those attributes of the past, that and this etat, and focus only the person called Devadatta. So I am not bothered whether Devadatta is having black hair or no hair. I only want to know that who Devadatta is. So this focusing of one person and temporarily ignoring the attributes is called Advaita Bodhaka Vakyam or Pratignya Bodhaka Vakyam or Vyaktimatra Bodhaka Vakyam. Setting aside temporarily the different gunas, place, time of a person. And whoever knows this, Adi Shankaracharya says in the shloka, last line, Vidusham Mataha. For them alone, Mahavakya will work. Whoever thinks in this manner, whoever doesn't give importance to the attributes, Vidusham Mataha. Vidusham means the intelligent people. For them alone, Mahavakya will work. Because in the olden days, that is why Sanskrit, Tarka, Mimamsa, they were introducing before starting Vedanta. So they used to analyze which sentence comes under which category, Samsrishtartha or Vishishtartha or Akandhartha. So it was easy for them to analyze each way Upanishad Vakyas and conclude a statement. So now you see samsargo va vishishto va, you can understand. Vakyartho natra sammataha akhandaika rasatvena. I don't accept na sammataha. Akhandaika rasatvena vakyartho vidusham mataha. So akhandartha vakya can give the conclusion of Tattvamasi Mahavakya. And from now he will discuss Tattvamasi in detail, which we will see in the next class. Om Sham Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amrutam Gamaya Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.